So in long division was a way of dividing without your calculator. Most of you would probably just go, oh, I just used my calculator for this. But the skill is needed for what we're going to be doing next because we do the same thing with algebra. Now in long division, we want to divide 2,748 by 13. And the way that we look at it is we start with our largest place value, which is the 2 in the 2000s, and we say, can you get any 13s in 2? No, 13's bigger than 2. So then you go and say, what about if I add my hundreds and I look at 27? How many 13s are in 27? 2. And so what we do, since we're looking at the hundreds, is we would write a 2 over the hundreds spot. Because what we're really doing when we look how many 13s are in 27, that 27 represents 2,700. If we ignore the other numbers, right? That 27 is 2,700. How many 13s are in 2,700? There would be 200 of them, so our 2 is going over the hundreds place. Now usually when you learn long division, then once you've done it enough, that sort of understanding goes away, and they're just saying, well, how many 13s in 27? It's 2, write it above there. But in reality, it represents 200. 200 13s in 2,700. Now, if you would multiply 2 times 13, well, 200 times 13 is 2,600. You can add the zeros there if you'd like. And that 200 accounts for 2,600 of the amount. What we do next is we subtract. How much is left after we've taken 200 13s out? We're left with 148. There's still more 13s in that. So the process continues. You always look at your first set of digits until you can take a 13 out. Here, we just have to go to 14. How many 13s are there in 14? There's 1. Really, that 1 is in my tens column. That 14 is really 140. 1 13 gets written there, which is really 10 13s, 130. We subtract again. 148 minus 130 is 18. Repeat the process again. How many 13s are in 18? 1. 1 times 13 is 13. Subtract. And now we have a 5 left. There's no 13s in 5. That's your remainder. So if you wanted to take 2,748 and divide it by 13, you would get 211, remainder 5. This is the process of long division, where you look at how many 13s do we have in our thousands, in our hundreds, slowly break it down until you have a number that can't be any full 13s in it anymore. Once you've done that, that's your remainder. So I'd like you to try this one. 4,212 divided by 27. We divide with algebra. We divide polynomials. So we start this out with long division in the same way. We want to divide 3x squared minus 4x plus 5. We want to divide that by x minus 2. So what we did when we looked at numbers, okay, so we're going to translate the strategy we did with numbers to the algebra. So looking back at our numbers, what we did as our strategy is we tried to get rid of as much of the 27 as possible.